maybe she's just out of control, and maybe her blocking form needs some work.
After a long silence, Kate Martin has finally addressed the series of physical plays involving Djonai Carrington. In a recent press conference, Martin shared her thoughts on the heated moments during the game. Many fans are already questioning if this marks the start of a rivalry between the two players. Personally, I believe Carrington's style of play was overly aggressive and unnecessary, but others might see it differently. Before we continue, if you enjoy discussions like this about the WNBA and women's basketball, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's dive into what happened.
Our officials, crew chief Angel Kent, referee Kevin Sparrick, and umpire is Jessica Walter.
And, I think make her mark on this unrivaled league. We're looking for her to...
January 20th was a significant date for the inaugural season of the 3x3 Women's Basketball League. It marked the third night of regular season games and brought with it plenty of excitement. The evening's second matchup was between Miss BC and Lars BC. Miss BC, desperate for their first win after losing their opening game, came into the contest with a lot to prove for Lars BC. The spotlight was on Kate Martin, who has had an impressive start in this league. On the other side, Miss BC's Djonai Carrington was looking to bounce back from a poor performance.
She has 2 torn labrums if you've never watched her play.
The consistency and her ability to do it, but she will get there.
Throughout the game, tensions rose as Kate Martin faced intense defensive pressure from Djonai Carrington. There were multiple incidents where Carrington's physicality stood out, but one moment in particular caught everyone's attention. During a fast break, Martin attempted a layup, but Carrington, in an aggressive attempt at a chase-down block, struck Martin on the head. The play caused a stir as Martin appeared visibly shaken. While fouls in basketball are common, the level of contact in this instance sparked debate among fans and analysts alike.
This now 2 for 13 from the floor as Martin up ahead. Dijonai with the chase down, but she's caught for a foul. She had a chase down block in the first quarter of the opener on Friday.
Despite the physical plays and heated moments, Kate Martin showed why she's been one of the standout players in the 3x3 league. She delivered a stellar performance, finishing with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals, all within just 10 minutes of play. Martin's contributions were key to Lars BC's success, as they claimed a crucial victory. However, Carrington's physical defense didn't end there. Later in the game, she committed another foul, this time while attempting to steal the ball. Carrington made a big swipe but missed, hitting Martin hard on the arm instead. The foul left Martin visibly frustrated as she took a moment to recover.
Kate Martin is over here on the left side of the court, going up the court.
This now 2 for 13.
She gets the pass. Now, Dijonai is running hard. Back it up just a little bit. She's running hard after Kate. And then there's the foul, knocking Kate to the floor hard, hits her head on the stanchion here. And it is called a foul. As you can see, the official's hand is up in the air. And Kate was down for a while and she was rubbing her nose. So she got hit in the...
At this point, Martin's frustration began to show. After the foul, she threw her arms up in the air in clear annoyance at Carrington's overly aggressive play style. Fans quickly took to social media to react. One fan posted a video of the interaction, captioning it, "Rarely do you see Kate Martin look this annoyed while playing." Another referenced Carrington's infamous eye poke on Caitlin Clark during the 2024 WNBA playoffs, saying, "Lucky she didn't pull the same move here." The reactions didn't stop there. One fan wrote, "It's rare to see Kate so visibly frustrated, but this was just uncalled for. Carrington does this stuff on purpose." Another added, "It's 3-on-3 basketball, and you're smacking someone across the face on a fast break layup? That's dirty." Several fans also criticized Carrington for not checking on Martin after a particular collision where she hit the hoop stand. The consensus online was that Carrington's physicality crossed a line.
Oh, you obviously made contact. She obviously hit the floor, so my guess is she could hear her bones hitting the floor, and if not, she certainly, I imagine, heard her when her head smacked against the stanchion. And we're not in an arena with 16,000 people where you can't hear anything hardly. So what troubles me for lack of a better word, is her way of seemingly not caring at all. She turns, and I'll show this again. I'll start this again. She turns away from Kate, turns away almost before she even hits the ground, almost before Dijonai hits the ground. Before she jumped up in the air to block, almost before she hits the ground, she's already turning in the other direction. And I know some of you will say, well, then that's evidence that she meant to do it. To me, that's not necessarily evidence that she meant to do it. To me, that's evidence that
Carrington's history of playing physical defense, particularly against Caitlin Clark, was also brought up by fans. As Martin's best friend, Clark's name naturally came into the conversation. One fan commented, "This is exactly what they would have tried to do to Caitlin if she had been playing." While Carrington's aggressive style has always been a talking point, some fans speculated that her frustration during this game was heightened by her own struggles. Carrington's team was trailing, and her individual performance wasn't helping either.
The foul before the Thomas lay-in. With help. Starting trio that has veteran leadership and experience for Phil Handy.
In the end, the story of the game was Kate Martin's performance. Despite being on the receiving end of several fouls, Martin outplayed Djonai Carrington in every aspect. Lars BC secured a much-needed 63-43 victory over Miss BC, and Martin was a big reason why.
Cab or Pinot wine or two, and shopping. Now she did cardio and weights, but nothing with the basketball. And now with
Shooting last year. 2 minutes to go in the first, a 5-point lead. It's with the ball. Some slithers and stepped out of
Carrington's struggles on the court were evident. The reigning WNBA Most Improved Player ended the game with just 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. She shot a dismal 1 of 10 from the field, including 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. On the other hand, Martin started the game slow but eventually found her rhythm, delivering a strong performance that overshadowed Carrington. The former Iowa guard proved why she's one of the league's rising stars.
Dry spell continues, a 12-2 run for Laces. Carrington.
After halftime, she found her rhythm, significantly impacting both offense and defense, contributing to her team's success with key plays on both ends of the court.
Championship out there with the Chicago Sky, finishing with the Las Vegas Money Martin.
Kate Martin had a solid game, finishing with 10 points despite shooting 2 of 10 from the field and 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. Her contributions didn't stop there. She also grabbed 4 rebounds, dished out 3 assists, and recorded 3 steals, playing a key role in her team's performance on both ends of the floor. It's worth noting that over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. Subscribing is free and makes a huge difference for us. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. It helps a lot. Thanks so much. Before the 2024 WNBA draft, Kate Martin was not widely expected to be selected after her final season at Iowa. In fact, she has shared that she only attended the draft in person to support her close friend and former teammate, Caitlin Clark, who was picked number 1 overall by the Indiana Fever. Martin has since proven herself in the professional league, defying expectations and showing her growth.
With the 18th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Las Vegas Aces select Kate Martin, University of Iowa.
What a wonderful moment for Kate Martin, a player considered the glue of these Iowa teams that have captivated so many people across the country. We saw Kate really elevate her game throughout this NCAA tournament, specifically Sweet 16.
Despite not being a highly predicted pick before the 2024 WNBA draft, Kate Martin's story has become a testament to perseverance and growth in professional basketball. Selected 18th overall by the Las Vegas Aces, Martin and Geeka Mo from the Seattle Storm were the only second-round picks from the 2024 draft to remain on their respective teams by the end of the season. Martin's journey has not only been about surviving but
used and developed, as well as positioning matters. So we're playing defense without as much help side. We got to be physically able to absorb certain bumps, certain contacts. Now, whether you're playing 5-on-5, on 3-on-3, this is true regardless, but even more so emphasized on 3-on-3, because if you get completely blown by going to the hoop, there is no help side. So being able to be physical, engage with the defender, and like I mentioned earlier, this is all about using your body to be strong enough to resist those forces. And you're going to see a lot of the same exercises here. RDLs, squats. We don't make the lifting confusing. We want to get stronger at our lifts. We went from like a $185 on some of these RDLs, and you'll eventually see her cranking out 245 for a couple of reps. I think I have on here, the most on this video might be 225, but worked up to 245. Now, this is the second time you see balloons, and you might say, Max, you play with balloons, you play with frisbees. Why? Well, when we play with a balloon or use a frisbee, we take our focus and make it extra.
Thriving. By the end of the 2024 season, she had carved out a crucial role with the Las Vegas Aces, the two-time defending double.
Does miss here and there. Now 4 for 10 from the floor. Stewart puts that shoulder down, spin cycle, engage. That's a patented move by Thomas. Rivaled, the shot clock is 18 seconds. On resets, it goes down to 12. Lloyd the lob, Stewart the catch. Thomas picking at it. Stewart hit it anyway.
WNBA champions, contributing both on offense and defense in ways few expected. Her road to success in the professional league wasn't easy, but Martin's hard work, determination, and physical preparation made all the difference. Over the off-season, Martin focused on getting physically stronger to handle the intense level of competition in professional.
Make it external. Traditionally, when we do a drill, the focus is internal. What's my technique? What's my form? But when we play a sport, it's external. So yes, we do use some internalized drills, like we're working on footwork and positioning. Yeah, we're just learning the movement. We want to internalize some of it just so we can get the footwork correct and make it comfortable. But then once we get better at it, we want to externalize that. We don't want to think about it. We want to just be a natural hooper. But sometimes, like I mentioned, if you're just learning something, you just got to learn the ABCs before you can write a book. We have a wide variety of different exercise pieces of equipment that we use. So this one here is a safety bar. Why do I like the safety bar? Well, for most of my athletes, we use this with them. And the reason is it allows for a lot of stability and comfort. When we back squat, it's pretty difficult at times to master the perfect technique of a back squat. If I want to train my legs by using a back squat, maybe I should use an exercise that isn't going to be so technically demanding.
Basketball, particularly the rougher physicality of the unrivaled league, which emphasized individual play more than traditional team basketball. In the unrivaled league, players must be prepared to absorb physical contact and play through intense defense without the help of teammates. Martin understood this need and worked to strengthen her body for these situations. Through a variety of exercises, including squats and Romanian deadlifts, RDLs, she improved her lower body strength, enabling her to absorb contact and resist defenders' physicality. Working with weights, she gradually progressed from lifting 185 pounds in her RDLs to 245 pounds.
Kate Martin also has flowed really good screener. The cutting is also popped. She's also been a little bit more aggressive than I anticipated in pick and roll, just kind of pulling against some of those unders. How much have you been in her ear about kind of finding herself as a scorer?
I mean, we had a film session yesterday, and she knows that she's got the ultimate green light here. Not only from myself, but her teammates want her to shine and flourish in that way. She's got so much to her game than just being a spot-up shooter or whatever people think of her. And that's on both sides of the ball. She adds a level of physicality.